So recently, I saw some tweets about relegation. I don't know who they were from. I think it was maybe Rich and Veteran talking about separate things. And it got me thinking about how relegation, or rather lack of relegation, is impacting the league. Because obviously everyone knows, the level is lower and it's more annoying, and you want to see the best performance from EU Masters at LEC because it will be so much more exciting. But you know what? There's something that people don't really think about, and it's really annoying me, to be honest. When I saw those tweets, it got me thinking. It reminded me of a memory I have. I think in 2019 it was when I was working as an analyst for Agorog, and in summer we won the EU Masters, and I remember all the Polish players, because it was still COVID, so only us were in Warsaw. All the Polish people went out drinking to celebrate. And I remember when we were walking from one place to another, I was talking with Woolite, and it's really stuck in my head, this memory, because it was such a strong realization of what's going to happen to us. It was that he told me that it's so weird that we wouldn't stay together, that we will not stay together. And it's like, you kind of want it to happen. You want to keep working together because you worked so much on creating this team. You know each other so well. You know what each player wants. You know you can work together. You know you can be successful together because you win. But then you realize that's it. You're not going to win anymore with this specific team in this specific way. That's the best you can do. Just win EU Masters. Veteran often says that if back in the day when there was relegation, the teams that got qualified to EU Masters would very, very often go very, very far. And they would qualify to Worlds and then do some damage at Worlds. But now it's impossible. What happens to the teams is oftentimes, if they even agree to do it, because K-Corp doesn't care, the players are staying in K-Corp mostly. But what happens to us at Agorog is like we got taken apart. And we knew it was going to happen. But it's kind of weird to see it, So Shigenda went to Vitality. And it wasn't that successful. Especially at the first split he had. Then Zanzar went to Astralis. And he kept his iconic playstyle. But it wasn't quite enough to do a lot of damage in the league. I think Chocolat has one of the worst stories because he went to Excel, and it's just my assumption, but I think he was playing the playstyle he felt comfortable with, as if he was still in Agorog. But it didn't work. And even though he was the face of their social media for such a long time, they just got rid of him. And Trimby is a success story. He went to Rogue and he's doing really good. I really can't complain. And I obviously went to Vitality Academy as the head coach, and Sharks went to FlyQuest. But I will say it doesn't sound as nice. We did something individually, and mostly it was kind of lackluster, right? The potential wasn't there. When you take someone out of their team, a team that was successful, oftentimes you will not be able to achieve the same amount of success. Just even look at Zanzara now. He was in Astralis for such a long time, he was playing his playstyle, and it wasn't quite doing it. And then he gets to Misfits, they're still playing his playstyle, but they know what he needs. They make it work, they actually make it work. And they're winning every single game. Every single one of them. Such a difference, right? Imagine if we had this Zanzara go to LEC with his previous team instead of going to Astralis. How cool would that be? How much more interesting that would be, right? But yeah, it didn't happen. I think it will keep happening, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. And I will just say, there are some really good coaches who have really good ideas about what the team needs, right? If you look at Mad Lions, Mac, their head coach, has a great idea of filling the specific players and making sure that they work in the system So even if the player is not the best individually, what will happen is, because Mac knows exactly what is needed in the team and what a certain player provides, he will be able to match those two things together and keep creating good teams after good teams. But let's see what happened. Humanoid left the team, and then they replaced him with Reeker. So even such a great mind like Mac wasn't able to create a successful team, such a successful team, split after split after split. Even people who have really good feeling for it are not able to do it every single time. Because if you keep shooting an arrow at a target, you're not going to make it 100% of the time. At a certain point, you're just going to miss, unfortunately. And, it's kind of annoying to me that there's no relegation, obviously. Everyone is annoyed by it. But I just wanted to underline this point that, there is more depth to judging players currently because relegation is not there. I think all of the players that qualify from the EU Masters level to LEC, not all of them, but majority of them, are actually dropping in their performance. Their level is the same. It's the same player, probably. But it's a different environment, it's different people. You need to work all over again on what you worked on previously. It's a completely different thing. So, just next time you watch a player, a rookie come in, just keep in mind that, probably you're missing out on how cool they could be. But also, put some perspective into it. Think about the fact that maybe it's not the perfect fit for them. And maybe they need more time to develop, but also to find their footing and find a better team, maybe too.